Ed and I, the security guy, here with today's security brief. Now, last time we determined that a sound theology of risk should be based on the principles found in Scripture and how our lives should reflect scriptural values. And two of these values are love and worship. And two other scriptural values related to the risks we take as global workers are obedience and faith. So our love for God leads to worship, but our acts of worship are also acts of obedience to God. Jesus plainly equates love and obedience in texts like John 14:15, which says, "If you love me, obey my commandments." Our depth of love for God is reflected in our obedience to Him. It's always enough to do what God says to do. We err if we try to do more or less than God commands. David Leatherberry, a missionary to Afghanistan, explained it this way. First of all, you must know that you're really called and that you love the people. And you must also know that you're being obedient. Don't buy into what Americans consider success. You're successful when you're obeying the Lord and you leave it with Him. And now the next value is that of faith. Risk and faith, while not the same, are closely interwoven concepts in Scripture. In each of the biblical risk narratives, it's easy to see that many took risks because of their faith and confidence in God. We tend to think that faith means that we shouldn't do anything to protect ourselves from harm. But in Scripture, there were many cases where followers of God did take protective measures. One such case was Nehemiah, who said he both prayed and posted a guard day and night. Faith leads us to a confidence that no matter the personal outcome of our decisions, God will use it for His glory. All our actions should be by faith. It's important to understand that sometimes we risk in faith, while other times we wait or even retreat in faith. But all is done by faith. To sum up our discussion on risk values and a theology of risk, our love for God should lead us to acts of worship. These acts are in obedience to Christ and His commands, and all that we do and risk should be done by faith. Now you know, and we'll see you next time for another security brief.